Hey, welcome to Reviews on the Run. Last week we had some blockbusters to review, but this week we may have one that can't be beat. Today on Reviews on the Run, Fubar and I are taking a look at Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, Robert Ludlum's The Bourne Conspiracy, Kung Fu Panda, SingStar, and in Versus, it's enemy territory Quake Wars against Unreal Tournament 3. All right, before we get started, got to reintroduce our good friend, Fubar Jose Sanchez. How's it going, my friend?
It's going good, man. It's going good.
We were in Washington, D.C. last week.
Yeah, we were.
We get around.
We did. Where are we at now? We're in Turks and Caicos.
That's where I love it here.
We're in Zanzibar land.
Zanzibar land. How fitting.
How
I love
fitting.
it.
All right, we're talking about awesomeness.
We are talking about an incredible experience. It's not even a video game. It is a momentous occasion in the medium. And
especially for us.
Especially for us. There's a lot of reasons, and it's full disclosure time again. Greedy Productions, our company, produced the making of Metal Gear Solid 4, which is on the limited edition disc. And
good job, by the way. Whoever put that together.
I would love to hear your feedback. electplay.com, the forums on there. Would love to hear what you guys thought. If you picked up the limited editions and watched the documentaries on the making of the game.
Or if you just picked up the regular edition and you watched some of the beginning movies.
I have a tattoo of Kobe behind my ear.
Tattoo, splendid.
Right, yes. We're actually on the...
This right here. Right there.
Okay, all right. We're just flogging our own stuff.
I'm sorry.
This is so gross. We have a show and we're plugging our own stuff.
You know, but it's Metal Gear. We're not plugging our own stuff. This is Metal Gear Solid 4.
And we were honored to be a part of it. It was unbelievable to experience some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, to work with Kojima and his team and Kojima Productions in Japan. They are just world-class. But this game is, honestly, it is the reason why Sony created the PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
It's about the content within the game, which is an incredible mesh of story and gameplay. It is the use of Blu-ray technology. It's the first of the 50-gig Blu-ray games out there, and they packed it, and they take us...
so much they had to put the making of on its own Blu-ray disc.
I know, it's crazy. But then they do things within the gameplay, within the context of telling the story and within the gameplay that have never been done before. I mean... There's so many details in this game, and there's so many things that we're going to forget about as we review this game. But basically, this wraps up the entirety of the Metal Gear Solid storyline. It takes place years after Metal Gear Solid 2. This is actually the sequel to Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. We're not going to give away spoilers, but all of the famous characters, all the characters that you've loved throughout the
who are alive still,
they all come back, and there's some that perish. There are some interesting surprises. There's some tearjerkers. There are long cutscenes.
There's this face. At first, like, it might deter some gamers. It might scare little gamers away, because you start playing the game, you get this awesome cutscene.
Yeah.
Boom, you crawl under a thing, another cutscene. You move to like a wall, cutscene.
You know what though?
It's so
well done.
Cutscenes worth watching.
I mean, everybody always talks about Metal Gear is more of a movie than a game.
It really is.
This is the first time in the franchise's history where it feels like, who cares about movies? This is better than a movie. A movie couldn't do this.
You know, I'll just and then some of the cutscenes you can interact with, like there'll be L1 or X prompts.
Yeah.
Throw a little flashback.
That's what
moments,
I mean.
You know?
There's interactive kind of cinematic stuff.
Controlling your little Mark II.
You have the Mark II Mac out there, and you can actually have sequences where you get into mission briefings, and you have split screen. You can whip around with the little Mark II and watch the scenes from any different thing. And I didn't play Subsistence. I didn't. I played Metal Gear Solid 3.
Wait. I thought you were.
I played Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater and beat that. I didn't have time to go back and beat it again on Subsistence. So this was the first Metal Gear game I played with the ability to move around the camera with the right analog thumbstick, and man, what a revelation. It is so easy to manipulate this thing. The shooting combat is perfect. There's just the single-player component as well, which interweaves between story and gameplay wonderfully. They have Metal Gear Online, which gives you a bunch of different maps.
By the way, a whole other game.
Which is just incredible. You log on and you're going to be playing with thousands of people, because this game is going to be probably the most popular PlayStation 3 title of the year.
If not, it should be.
And you know, the Metal Gear Online experience is amazing. If anybody ever says to you that video games aren't art, tell them bull and throw this on the table. What are you going to give Metal Gear Solid 4?
Dude, how can I not give it a 4 out of 10?
4 out of 10 from me as well. Now, what are you going to give Metal Gear Solid 4? Guns of the Patriots.
Guns of the Patriots, thank you for making my PlayStation 3 a system I can turn on again. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, man. This is perfection. Get it. Hulk smash! He's smashing his way through the movie theaters, and he's smashing his way through video game screens. I'm playing the DS version of The Incredible Hulk, and it's, you know what, it's pretty lazy. It's not the best game design I've ever seen in my life. It's definitely video game development 101 here. You're jumping as the Hulk through various levels. It's a typical side-scroller. I like the fact that they're using polygons to render everything, but, you know, it's pretty straight-ahead 2D design, nothing that you haven't played for years and years and years. I wish that there was just a little bit more inventiveness. I can't help but think about the Spider-Man Mysterio's Menace, which I played years ago on the Game Boy Advance, and how much fun that was as 2D design with the superhero. You know, the combat's repetitive, it's routine, you take on the same bad guys over and over again. Some of the punching effects are all right. You do get this sort of gamma power move, and you can blast through different environments and stuff like that. It's mind-numbing. It's fun for a little while, but it's going to get repetitive. This is only for the Incredible Hulk junkies out there. I'm giving the Incredible Hulk for the DS 6 out of 10. Stick around. We've got some more good stuff coming up after the break.
How do you top that?
You can't. You really can't, but it's still fun.
There's some games that hold.
We want them to come back, right?
It's true.
It's a fun game. It's called The Bourne Conspiracy, right after this. If you're looking for a treasure for your PSP, you don't have to look any further than Indiana Jones. This is Lego Indiana Jones, and it's definitely picking up in the flavor and in the realm of the Lego Star Wars games that TT Games, Traveler's Tales in the UK have been putting out. And, you know, as an indie fan, a lifelong Indiana Jones fan, this is a dream come true. One of the great touches in this game is that it takes all of the John Williams classic music and reincorporates it and throws it all throughout the experience. So you hear music from Raiders and Temple of Doom and The Last Crusade, and you play 6 different scenes from each of the different movies. There is no shortcut being made for the PSP game as well. This is exactly the same game that you'd play on the Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3. Obviously it doesn't look as good, but it's pretty awesome for pick-up-and-play kind of gameplay. You can carry this anywhere. And there is a lot of great gameplay in this thing. It's so well made, so well polished. Lego Indiana Jones, 9.5 out of 10. Welcome back. Metal Gear Solid 4.
Wow.
Holy mackerel, incredible game. I just said holy mackerel by a bunch of fishing boats.
We are.
Is that bad?
That was good.
That was terrible.
That was planned to where we are.
All right. Okay, well, we're talking now about...
How do we top that?
You can't.
Where do we go?
You cannot. I don't. How is anyone going to top that game in 08? Period.
I don't know, man.
All right. Well, we'll talk about another game.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Impressed us both quite a bit. Come on. This is a good one. We want to talk about this. Bourne Conspiracy.
Oh, that's a good one.
From High Moon Studios, the guys that brought us Dark Watch not too long ago.
It's not exactly a movie game.
No.
It's a little prequel. There's a little movie in there.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, they use pieces of the films.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, a pretty smart thing.
They take you back when you're in Wambosi, like how you're hunting down Wambosi.
Yeah.
Like you don't get that. You don't get that experience when you're in the movies.
That's right. They give you the whole time where you have to chase the guy down.
Hunting down little Wambosi. Why you don't shoot him? He's kids. He's got kids in his lap.
I like it. I thought that was a cool element to the game. And now, really, what this game is, it's all about the hand-to-hand combat. There you go. Show me. Here, I'll take this. Show it. There it is. He's a one-man.
That's what it's all about.
He's a one-man.
One-man Bourne Conspiracy.
You gotta kind of stand back when he does the.
Heads roll.
And that's what it's all about. Lots of fisticuffs, lots of cool, you know, super close action and combat.
Takedowns.
That was very, very, very well done, I thought, where they just pulled the different pieces of the environment in. Yeah, but it was effective because even though you do the same stuff over and over again, it doesn't feel like it.
I mean, there's awesome you got shooting too, but for me, the shooting it felt cumbersome.
It's not as satisfying.
There's no Matt Damon.
No Matt Damon. Matt Damon pulled out. He thought that there was going to be too much violence in the game.
He did the pull-out method.
Yes, he pulled out before he committed to this thing. I really don't understand why Matt Damon, and apparently Matt Damon's mom got all up in the news around this. She's apparently in politics or something and was saying that video games are too violent. And I'm just wondering if she's seen her son's movies. Have you seen the Bourne movies, Mrs. Damon? Mrs. Bourne? You know, even though that Matt Damon's not in the game, voice acting is cool. The sort of setup and scenario is cool. All of the different sort of front-end menus and you know, the interface around the game.
Finding all the different passports.
Yes, you got to find passports.
What do you think about the driving in the game?
Yeah, not impressed.
The
driving.
I like the fact that they were trying to, because it's it's a part of the movies.
Yeah.
I mean, there's awesome driving scenes in every movie.
Yeah.
But the driving scenes in the game just.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious that they focused on the hand-to-hand combat,
Yeah.
and even though you do fight a lot of the same kind of routine bad guys that all look the same, they say the same things, and you just take them out in the same ways. There's something about this game as opposed to Stranglehold and Uncharted as well, where the combat just doesn't feel as repetitive as those two other titles. It's not quite as strong a game as Uncharted, though. I think overall,
Uncharted is more of an exploration type cave game. This is a Bourne game. It's like that's what Bourne does. He gets in there.
Surprisingly robust environments, though.
Yeah.
You know, with like lots of multiple directions
everywhere
that you
you
can go.
Every time you get in a fight, there's always at least 5 to 10 things you can smash a guy with.
But they look great too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of it as well. Like when you're walking past the cafes and you see all kinds of people milling about and having their dinner and stuff like that. I think this is a very, very cool class act of a game.
I loved it.
And if you're a Bourne fan, if you've liked the movies or you read the books, because they pull from the fiction from the novels as well.
If you want to put the pieces together of what happened to Bourne, if you didn't get it all in the movies, check out the game.
It's good stuff, and I want a sequel to this.
See another movie and then maybe time together.
Well, what I would like to see is Matt Damon play this damn game and recognize that they made a really decent game here.
Yeah, you
and
hear
let's
that,
see,
Matt?
Let's see Matt Damon in the next Bourne game. All right, what are you going to give the Bourne Conspiracy?
It's awesome.
Without Matt Damon.
Matt Damon?
What are you
He
gonna?
should have been in this game. Would have gave it like a 9.5. I'm giving it an 8.
8 from me as well. All right, stick around. The hits keep on coming after the break. It's Kung Fu Panda with Jack Black.
And David Lopan.
All right.
Skadoosh.
Skadoosh.
All right, we're back. We're going to talk now about Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance from Konami for the Xbox. What'd you think?
Well, you know, this is basically Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. It's the same game that was out a year ago on the PlayStation 2.
Right.
They did add 2 new things. The VR missions, there's like 350, which is basically like Solid Snake meets Tron.
I love it.
And we all love Tron.
And then you've also got the Snake Tails. And the Snake Tails are really cool. You get all these little mini missions where you get to play just as Solid Snake. You don't have to play as that wimpy Raiden guy. I do have to say that if you're a Metal Gear fan at all, if you like the PlayStation 1 version of the game, you're going to freak out with how much content is available on this disc.
And that's the thing, is that, you know, this is the first time Xbox owners are seeing Metal Gear Solid 2, or any Metal Gear for that matter, so don't get me wrong, this is an excellent, excellent game. It's just that they could have fixed a little of these things and made it perfect, but overall, I'm giving it an 8.5.
I'm giving it an 8.5 as well.
It's summertime, and that means one thing and one thing only. Well, actually means a bunch of things, but
Girls in bikinis.
Well, that's a good
All
thing.
right.
We're here to talk about the Girls in Bikini game, starring
Yes.
a panda.
No.
No. There are a lot of animated features hitting the silver screen, and that always means there's a game attached to them.
Always.
Always.
Pretty much every time.
It's a rule.
It has to be.
It has to happen, and we're playing the latest from Activision and DreamWorks. It's called Kung Fu Panda.
Based on the movie called Kung Fu Panda, which is
surprising.
ironic.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Very nice. Starring Jack Black and Angelina Jolie and David Lopan.
David Lopan.
But
James Hong.
James Hong.
Mr. Burton.
Yes, and
Girls with green eyes. No girls
and
with
James
green eyes.
Hong and Jack Black. We think.
I know James Hong's in the game.
All right, we know
I saw
he's
his
there.
name in the credits. Didn't quite see Jack Black's name in the credits, but if I missed it, this dude sounds
the best
dead
sound-alike
on.
ever. If it's not
There's
him,
a whole lot of
It's
skidoogity.
got to be him.
It's got to be him.
It
You would
sounds
think.
exactly
if
like
it's not,
it.
congrats. I love Kung Fu!
It's obviously a beat-em-up kind of action-adventure game. You are collecting tons of things. You're collecting jars and rockets from firecrackers.
You're collecting your little things.
You're collecting little gold coins, and you're spending those. You're finding rare
buying
green
outfits. You can
coins.
buy different outfits.
You get new outfits. You get new abilities, new
Congratulations!
powers.
You just unlocked a secret in the game. It's like every time I find a green coin, it's like, yes, David Lopan.
I love the training levels where you're beating up on the different vicious dummies and stuff like that, and trying to beat the other
Spike-fingered dummies.
times. I thought that was all great.
Which I beat all of.
It kind of reminded me
Achievement
of
unlocked.
like a kid's version of Ninja Gaiden,
Yeah.
starring a giant clumsy panda.
Panda Gaiden.
Yeah, I mean the combat isn't anywhere near as gruesome or as satisfying as Ninja Gaiden 2, but
And it gets up there, though.
it's
And
pretty
there's
fun. There's lots of cool combos.
Yeah, you
Every
unlock-
once in a while you can do the panda roll and just go into this kind of super
Stumble?
monkey
Panda
ball
stumble?
kind of stumble thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can knock over all
You
kinds
can do your
of
big
people.
belly slam. You
Yes,
do the belly block.
earthquake.
Yeah.
I thought the controls were tight. The graphics look great. It's
Yeah.
way better looking on the Xbox 360 than the PS3 for some reason. It's not very long,
No, you can beat it in a sitting. 3-4 hours.
but it's fun. fun, and if you like the film, which is a big
hit.
hit.
That's pretty much what it's marketed for. I mean, if you want to play a ninja game, you're going to buy Ninja Gaiden. If you're over the 25, you know.
I'll say this, though, man. I think this is the most fun out of all of the computer-animated, CGI animated films that have come out. They've all had some decent games.
Yeah.
Some of them have been better than others. I like the Surf's Up game. Wally's
super
not
bad.
But there's been a few good ones. I think this is the best one. You know, great job. I think this is a really, really fun game.
So what are you going to give it?
I'm giving it an 8.
8? I'm giving it 7.5.
All right. Today in hardware, we're doing something a little bit different. We're talking about the SingStar package for the PlayStation 3.
Yeah, it's finally out. It's been delayed.
Yeah. First of all, you get the game, and you need
30 songs?
You need USB microphones. It comes with them. It comes with 2 that plug into a little outboard
cool. They give you
device.
2.
Yeah, you get 2.
You don't want to cheap it up and give you 1.
It plugs into 1 USB port on your PlayStation 3, and the audio quality is quite good. I think it's better than the Rock Band audio quality off the microphones there.
Yeah.
And better than the Karaoke Revolution mics as well. All right, so you get 36 songs when you boot this thing up.
I thought it was like 30.
36.
Is it 36?
Yeah, 36.
I counted.
Maybe.
No, you know what it is? There's one, it's like a mystery
the
pack.
medley.
Yeah.
The medley one,
But that's all just songs that are already in the game.
So 30 songs?
So you get 30 songs.
So less than that, okay.
Yeah.
Lame.
So I'm going to take those 6 out and throw them away.
That's lame. That's not enough.
Well, that's why they have an entire store of
And you
games.
buy them at $1.50 each.
Just like iTunes.
Which is a pretty good deal.
And they come with the videos.
They come with a video, which is a pretty good deal. And it's a game, you know, you are singing along to them.
There's already like 200 songs you can buy already.
The best part about the online experience, though, with SingStar is the community
Recording
features.
your video?
You can record a video and post it. Yeah, which is great.
YouTube for SingStar gamers. It's already built in.
It's pretty cool.
When I first started playing, I'm like, where's the guitar and the drum at?
I know. It doesn't compete. Rock Band blows this thing away, and Guitar Hero's the new one, the package is, I mean, that you want the whole community
You're like, well, I can just,
in the living room.
I can just sing in, I mean, you get like 70 songs already.
But I will say this about the songs, they're better for singing.
Yeah.
I think if you're just looking for karaoke, you got a great choice right here with SingStar.
I will definitely say that as well, but for an overall singing game, I'd say get Rock Band, even though it's a little more expensive.
Yeah, what are you going to give SingStar?
6.5.
6.5? I'm going to give it a 7.5. We'll be right back with a big versus for you guys. We've got Enemy Territory Quake Wars going up against Unreal Tournament 3 right after this.
Welcome to the hit list. Here are 5 of our favorite music games. Number 5 is Amplitude. Number 4, Parappa the Rapper. Number 3, Res HD. Number 2, Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock. And number 1, Rock Band.
Welcome back. We've got a great versus for you guys. It's Unreal Tournament 3 for the Xbox 360 this time, going up against Enemy Territory Quake Wars, which
I saw at E3 a few years ago, and it was like, wow.
Yeah.
You know?
It was all about the super texture that John Carmack had figured out there.
Way to go, John. What happened to that?
The big super texture deal was all about having, you know, a lower polygon count to show huge environments and it not chug on you.
Yeah.
And I think that was done well in Enemy Territory Quake Wars. Well, the 360 looks really good environmentally wise, but the environments in Unreal also look incredible. Maybe not all of them are as large as the Enemy Territory.
They're unrealified.
But they are beautiful, and really where Unreal takes the cake visually is in the characters and the weapon effects.
During the beginning, man, when it's like, boom, all these explosions, the S is hitting the F, and just going down, dude, and your character dies. And then it's time to get in, and then all the sexiness, your character kind of looks like Marcus Mino.
It does look amazing. I mean, the graphics are as good as Gears of War, and they actually have a trailer for Gears of War 2 on the disc as well, which is kind of cool.
A little bonus trailer, kind of little mini-map action.
Which is cool. I mean, and you do get 5 extra maps. You get, you know, a couple of cool sort of winter maps and some more Necra stuff in there.
Patented, you know, Unreal crazy space maps.
I don't think that Enemy Territory looks bad. It looks dated. Graphics, Unreal.
The graphics, yes.
Audio. What did you think about the sound in these 2 games? How did they stack up?
It's, you know...
Gotta love the Mortal Kombat style, over-the-top stuff that's in Unreal.
Killing spree. Double kill.
I just love all that
dude,
stuff.
that's what I want. In a game, it's multiplayer and you're killing people, you want to be told you're on a killing spree.
I like the strong wheezing and whining kind of sounds. it's more animated. It's a little bit goofier. It's a little bit more comical.
It's how you want your games
in
to
Unreal.
sound.
Yeah, but you know, with Enemy Territory, they were, I think, not chasing the Unreal stuff as much as Battlefield.
Yeah.
They were looking for that kind of thing. It's closer to that. It's almost a little bit more realistic. You know, the vehicles sound a little more realistic. Everything sounds a little bit more
it's
sedated.
It's kind of going for the realistic. It's not going for the unrealistic.
Yeah, that's good.
You like
that? The unrealistic stuff sounds meta.
Yes, it does.
All right, so Unreal wins in the audio as well. What about gameplay? Unreal Tournament's kind of like a game show in a way.
It is, but you find out there's some like things that bring you back to life, which are a necessity in Unreal games.
Yeah.
Then you get your capture the flag, your team deathmatch. You get your vehicle capture the flag. You got to blow up nodes, and you're using vehicles and hoverboards, all kinds of awesome stuff. The multiplayer is just super sick,
but not really revolutionary. Not a huge jump from where Unreal
from the last Unreal that came out on the console. At least because I don't play that many games on the PC because my PC is just loaded down.
They haven't changed up the formula. It feels fantastic on the Xbox 360. I preferred the 360 game to the PS3 game, although
the PC game?
The PC game's still the best. It's still better than both of these. It still feels
That's
right
like
on
the
the
PC game of Quake Wars. Like they had a cool ranking system that was kind of like Call of Duty.
Yes.
And then where is it? Where is it?
I know, and they dumbed it down. It's only 16 players and Enemy Territory on the consoles.
Why release a game later?
And no single player, no real single player. They call it a kind of a campaign, but it's pretty routine. You do learn some of the specifics.
Rough, man. Like trying to playing on the harder difficulty level.
It's a confusing game. I mean, that's part of the issue with these huge maps, which look good. There's no tearing, and they have lots of space to cover and all that. But you also get lost. You also kind of like, what is my objective? What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
You know, when you're putting out Enemy Territory, you can't just trade on the Quake name. You got to go in and got to over-deliver. And I don't think they did.
Just like Unreal did. They added stuff.
Yes.
They're giving you a little extra. They didn't take anything away.
And it looks flippin' phenomenal on the 360.
Frackin' fantastic.
Frackin' incredible. It's obvious that we both love Unreal better.
Deliver.
Absolutely. What are you going to give Enemy Territory Quick Wars?
4.5 out of 10.
Whoa. You're just hacking into that one. 6.5 for me. What about Unreal Tournament 3?
9.
9 from me as well. Fantastic game. So there you go. 2 new multiplayer online first-person shooters. Kind of new. They've both been around on different platforms before, but definitely the one to get if you're choosing, whether you have a PS3, Xbox 360 now, or the PC, get Unreal Tournament 3.
Today on the show, Jose and I took a look at Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots. We waited a long time for this one, but it's been more than worth it. It's packed full of content with things that have never been done before, and it's really the best reason for owning a PlayStation 3. Oh yeah, and Foobs is in one of the opening videos as well. Robert Ludlum's The Bourne Conspiracy may not feature Matt Damon, but that's okay because this game is all about the superb hand-to-hand combat, environmental takedowns, and pulls material from the novels as well. Kung Fu Panda, or as we like to call it, Panda Gaiden. The game is rather short, but it's the best of the CGI animated film games with some great moves, cool combos, and tight controls. SingStar has an awesome community and the audio quality of the mics is great, but you need to buy extra songs and it just doesn't hold up to more recent music titles like Guitar Hero or Rock Band. Today in Versus, we took a look at Enemy Territory Quake Wars. This one was a somewhat more realistic game, but it looks dated and is missing a bunch of features from the PC version. We looked at that one against Unreal Tournament 3, which looks amazing, features plenty of gameplay modes, and has some cool new maps. However, the PC version is still the one that reigns. 4 years in the making, and it was all worth it as Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots becomes the Rogers Video Game of the Week, and maybe the year.
It was a pretty good debut. It was 2005.
That's like 3 years.
Yeah, it was 3. Good on the math.
Yeah.
Now you've been working on that.
I took the 8 and I subtracted 5.
That's awesome. So the remedial school thing is working for you? 3. There you go.